Hi there, welcome to our channel. I'm Vic.
I'm Nick.
And we are NV Board Gaming. And today we're looking at Hadara. This is a 2 to 5 player game. It's designed by Benjamin Schwer and published by Z-Man Games. Nick is going to teach you how to play, and then we're going to give our reviews.
Let's do it. All right, welcome to the table. We are set up for a 2-player game of Hadara. In Hadara, you're trying to recruit the best citizens for your civilization in order to get the most victory points and win the game. So, to start the game, players are going to be dealt one of these starting cards. It's double-sided. As long as you're not playing a beginner game, you will be able to pick which side you would like to use. If you're doing a beginner game, you're just going to use the side that's labeled A. It shows your initiative, so what player counts. The lowest number here is going to be the first player of the game. The other player in the 2-player game will go ahead and get an extra coin because they're only going to be the first player for 1 epic, whereas the first player here that start the game is going to be the first player in 2 epics, the first and the third. They're going to get these starting coins, so I already set that up. I gave Vic over here to the right 9 coins because she is the second player, and she picked this card that shows an 8 coins. And this is going to show where you are going to place on these tracks. So the income over here will be 3. The armor right there is 2. Statue is going to be 2. And 3 for the food. And they might have different names, but these are the statues right here and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and go with that. These are the colonies. I'm not sure if that's what they call the actual thing you're moving, but that's what you're getting are colonies with that. So they kind of match the colors with what you're going to be doing. You'll see that as soon as we go. And my starting resources, I'll get the 3 income, 2, 1, and 4, and we are off to the races. So we both have these symbols at the top right of our board. That's going to show what action we are doing this turn. On your turn, you're going to go ahead to start. You're going to draw 2 of the cards facing your mantle right there, and you are going to look at those and decide if you would like to pick one of those to recruit into your area right here, these colors. So this is the purple one. These are the little more advanced of them. So let's just go ahead and start with a different one. Let's say I was over here. Get some food because you get that symbol here. And you get the green. So I could recruit one of these individuals into my civilization here. I can pay 1 coin to add her, and she will get my food up 2. I can pay 2 coins, and he will increase my food by 3. So let's say I picked her, or Vic picked her, or whoever. Let's say Vic went ahead and did that. They're going to tuck this underneath, and they're going to gain 2 food right there. And this card that you do not pick goes down here. I'm going to be doing the same thing, so I guess necessarily that would be mine. So let's go back here because the line is facing there. So I'm going to put it in our mine, and I'll go up 2 instead. All right. And Vic would be, let's say, okay, she's over here. So she would be drawing this, picking one of these, and doing the exact same thing. Either paying the money and getting the action up here, moving that on the track, and scoring these victory points at the end of the game. Or, if she would like, she could discard one of these cards from the game and get $2. So let's say she didn't like either one of these. She didn't want to increase her income. She wanted money right now. So she's going to decide which one goes out of the game and which one goes face up over here. She's going to make the more expensive one here and the less expensive one, the cheap one, out of the game. And she will take her 2 coins. Boom, boom. And then this will rotate. And now you'll see that I can draw 2 purple, and Vic would draw 2 blue, and do the same thing. Do the same thing I just did. You decide if you want to recruit one of those people or get the money and not recruit them. Once all these cards here are depleted, there will be 2 discards in all of them because by virtue of that, we're always going to have a choice between 1 and 2. So 2 will be discarded. Could be discarded or in someone's civ. So these are going to be somewhere, and there's going to be 2 here. There's going to be 2 here. This will be somewhere. 2 here. This will be gone. 2. I'm just getting to the stage where what it will look like in the next phase of this epic. we go. And there's going to be a bunch of cards here, so. All right. Now that everyone has gone from these, we're going to go ahead and do an income phase. In the income phase, we're going to look at how much on the income track. We're going to get that many coins. In this case, 3 and 3. Probably going to have a little more than that because we're going to have different cards out here that would have increased our income. But in this case, we both get 3 coins. After that, you're going to look to see if you can do any colony actions. You can see how much you need here, 3. Well, in this case, neither of us have 3. Let's say I had 3. If I have 3, I can take this tile and decide if I want to get 3 coins and I'll score 2 victory points at the end, or if I would like to spend 1 instead of getting 3 and flip it. And on the other side, we'll have resources. We cannot look at the other side. We don't know which tracks will move up, but we are guaranteed to move up some tracks. We might even get more victory points. So let's gamble. I'm going to spend a coin to flip, to excavate this. I found 1 income, and I found 1 for this colony track. The VP did stay the same, but at least I got something. I got for $1, I did recover some things. So this will go here, and that's the colony phase. Now you can carve a statue if you have at least 6 in this blue category. So to do that, let's say I have 6 here. As long as I have at least 6, I can use one of these 8 tiles and use it 1 time and increase this by 2. So the red track will get increased by 2. You notice I only have 2 of these, so I have to be careful how I use them. I don't want to deplete them if I want to maybe use them later. So I used one of my red squares here in order to increase the colony on this chart. And that is how you carve a statue. Alternatively, and this wouldn't be probably till later in the game, you could flip this and decide to get VPs instead of increasing the chart. So if I got all the way down here and maybe I didn't really care if I increased something, I can use the VP instead and get 6 extra VP on top of what's going to score at the end of the game. Because these are all end game points. So that's how you carve a statue. Next, we have these cards out here still. These 2 cards face up. So now we are going to go ahead and, before we do that, we're going to go ahead and take turns taking one of these face-up cards. So we did get income already, so we're going to replenish a little bit because you're going to be spending a lot on these cards. So there is income phase, thankfully, in order for you to get some coins back. And now you can spend them again. So the first player goes, and they say they have to take one of these top cards. They can pick anyone. Doesn't matter. In this phase, it doesn't matter where your icon is pointing. You get to pick which one you would like, and you would pay the amount shown. Now, let's say you had green cards already. You already had these for food. If you had 2 of these in your civilization already, you get to subtract 2 from the cost. And that's continued throughout the game. So you can get a discount of 6 when it gets to the later phases. So in later epics, some of them cost 9, for instance. And you can get a discount of 6 if you have that color. If you have 6 of that color, you get a discount of 6. So how many of you have in your tableau here, you get a discount. So let's say they don't have any of them. So they're going to pay the full amount of 3. They can do that. They can add her for 3. But they can also do the same thing they did at the beginning of the game. They can discard. They can still do that. They can still get rid of these for 2 coins. Quick way to get money. And then it's the other player's turn. They're doing the same thing until all these cards are gone. After that, there's another income phase. So you're going to look again at your income track. Then there's another colony phase, just like we had before. We're going to check our colony board and see if we want to take any of these tiles. You can only take 1, but you can jump. You can skip. If you had 15 and you want to skip this 9 one right here and you want to go straight to 15, you can do that, but you can only take 1. You can't take the 9 and the 15 in the same phase. And you're going to have that decision. Do you want to take the coins right now and not flip it, or spend 2 and flip it in this case? And then, again, you're going to do the statue phase that I showed you, carving a statue. Now, the only thing different in this phase, phase B, when we're doing it on the discard side, is that we have to feed our people. So we don't actually spend the food for them to eat, but we have to have that much food. For every food we don't have, we're going to have to lose those civilians. So that could be devastating. When we lose civilians, we lose attributes that they gave us as well, and the victory points they would have given us at the end of the game. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to buy silver and gold medals, which are listed right here. So for sets of different colors, you get 7 victory points. And you can see there's 2 spots for them, so you can get 14 perhaps. And for the silver, if you were to do the silver action, spend for silver, you're going to get how many ever the track you pick. This is where you can spend these. You can go ahead and show, let's say I'm going to do food. So if I got up to 20 food, I'm going to get 10 victory points in the game because it is half of whatever you have here on that track at the end of the game, rounded up. So if you have 21, it'll be 11, not 10. Now, that costs money. The earlier you do it, the better. So if you do it in round 1, it's going to cost $4 for 4 coins for a silver token right here. Silver medal. And a gold medal will cost 6 in phase 1. But you can see it goes up and up and up. All the way to 20 and 30. So if you want to do these, you probably want to get that done later. Once that's done, we're going to move to a whole nother epic. We're going to deal out as many cards as needed in the player game. In a 2-player game, it's 2 per player, so it's 4. So 4 cards of each color will come out again. The board will be empty because these have all been either discarded or taken into people's civilization. We then deal out these cards right here that shows the 2. And now it's actually more beneficial for you to discard because it gives you more coins. But these tend to be better cards as well. And then when that's done, we do the last epic, which is epic 3. And again, it is more beneficial to discard. However, the cards are more beneficial themselves. At the end of the game, once we're done with all 3 epics and the board is cleared, we are going to not only feed our people, we still have to feed our people at the end. We're going to run through all the phases in the epic. And you can run through this, just have this cheat sheet between the players, and you can run through it piece of cake. Once it's done, you're going to get points for the colonies that you have, these colony tiles, whatever it's showing here. You're going to add up all those. You're going to add up the points on your statue board here, and the points are listed right there. You will add up your total for the silver medal right here, half rounded up, and here for your gold medals. You will get points from your card. If the cards, which most of them do, they give you points right there at the bottom right listed. And for every coin you have, for every 5 coins you have, you'll get 1 point. Whoever has the most points wins. There you go. That's how you play Hadara. So I don't know, because we have this cover, but if you look on Board Game Geek and other places, they have a more like dry Euro cover. And this one, it does look pretty plain, but it's totally different. It's really weird. I'll post a picture. I don't know what determined if there's a second printing or what. I don't know. Or maybe this is just the American version or the North American version, and there's a European version, because it says some definitely German right here. Hans am Glück. So maybe that's just the American cover, and there's 2 different ones. Because I wasn't expecting this when I got it. And I looked at it like, this is a totally different cover than what was advertised.
I like the dragon.
The dragon's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what you're talking about here.
The best part of it is the dragon with the crazy face. Whoa.
Yeah, things are kind of toned out because of the white that spreads there.
Yeah.
So you kind of like overlook some of the art.
But the dragon knew right into your soul.
So I like the simplicity of this game. I do like that, where you just have 2 choices. You pick it. Do you want to purchase that individual for what they give you? Is it worth it, or is the other one? And what do you want to discard? Because what you discard isn't necessarily not going to be up for an offer. It's going to come back to somebody.
Yeah. If
you don't want your opponent to have it, you just discard it and leave the other option. So there are those things to consider. I like the simplicity, the scoring, everything's pretty smooth. The food is a little weird that you don't lose the food. You always just, it makes it simpler to play.
Yeah.
But then you're always counting your cards. Yeah. You have to keep memory, because you get cards really fast in this game, and you got to keep up with your food still. And food doesn't really give you anything beyond that. Just
food.
The opportunity of not losing your people. So it doesn't, it's not the most exciting of the cards.
Yeah.
It's just something you got to do. Just like food in other games where it's just something you got to do. I like the board too. I like the puzzle pieces in the board. I don't know. There's something weird
the way
with that.
It spins around. I like that. The way it moves around the center. I enjoy that.
See, I'm okay with that.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that one. What are your pros, Vic?
I like the different symbols. It's kind of clever that you're tracking along based on your symbol where you're grabbing the cards from, and it moves around. And I really enjoyed picking up the cards and then making the decisions that you mentioned where it's meaningful. Like, are you going to make that card available? And even in the second phase, you're hoping that, because there was one time that I discarded a card, and I was hoping you didn't see the one underneath it because I wanted that one and that you didn't take it. But then another time you took the card and I was waiting for you to do it so I could get the card underneath. So there's a lot of thinking because you can't look through the discard pile. You just get whatever's on the top of that second phase. So sometimes you're really wanting to get to that card you saw before and you're hoping that you're the one who actually gets it. So I like that. We played it at 4 players and 2, and I thought it was really snappy. It moved really quickly, and I really enjoy a game that has quick actions like that where you're not too stuck. I mean, there is some thinking into the game. It's not so simple, but I liked that about it. What did you dislike about the game? Any cons?
Well, one con was actually a pro for you. That was the thing in the middle. It's just okay. You know, he's kind of, I don't know. It was there. It wasn't as exciting as I first thought. Like, oh, cool, this is going to move, then you're going to do that. You're just going around the circle. I mean, it doesn't, nothing. You're not influencing that at all.
I know.
It's just kind of going on its
Maybe
own.
there's a card out there. No.
What did you like better, at 2 or 4?
I liked it at 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had no real difference. That's actually a pretty good sign.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a strong difference, but you asked me between the two. I would say just the 2-player because it was bam, bam, bam.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it a slight edge at 4, but not much. Not much to influence it. So it scales from 2 to 4 pretty nicely, I think. Do you worry about replayability of this game, or you think it's going to be something you replay quite a bit?
No, I think there was so many different strategies afforded to you. Like, you can go for the statues. You were really well-rounded the last time we played. I noticed you had a lot of colors and things that you focused on. And there are different ways that you can try to get the points. And so I think for that reason, and the cards coming up differently, what you end up getting rid of, keeping, trashing for money, for that reason, I think the replayability is actually pretty strong. What do you think?
I think it's middle of the road. I think you can burn out because you are doing the same things every time. So I worry a little bit about the replayability, but you're going to get plenty of plays out of it. It's just, if you have a small collection, I don't know if I'd recommend this one just because I don't know if the replayability is there to stand up to maybe 15 plays or something because you kind of see everything, you understand. But the good thing is there are different ways to win. We had a friend, Tim, here that was doing all the purple cards, and he lost only by 1 point because I was doing a lot of statues that game. So I did the statue method. He did the purple cards, which don't have any track at all. They just do a variety of different things.
Yeah, different moves, different abilities that they give you.
And I won the game by 1 point. So that tells you, okay, that's a pretty good gauge of a balance right there. So for me, the strongest from my game so far has been the statues, but you can see the red as well. The colonies is very strong. Plus you get some bonuses for that too. But I don't know. I give an edge to the statues as far as what might be the most powerful, or the purple.
Yeah.
I don't see the other ones as strong as that, but I still feel like it's pretty balanced, or it's balanced enough to where it's not like you clearly got to do something. You don't. You really
That's
don't.
what I meant. Like, it just felt as if the world was a bit of your oyster. I say that.
Yeah.
So, what's your score?
My score is, and I tried to stop Vic before she erased this because it's the same as what I had on the board. It's an 8-2.
Oh, that's funny.
I had an 8-2.
I didn't know why he was acting all weird. I'm like, I'm going to clear this off for you. And he didn't. We never share our scores, so I didn't know.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll take that. And it was already halfway. I was like, okay, just
erase it all.
I'll stick with 8-2. What about you, Vic?
My score for this game, I gave it a 7.5. It's a little too quiet for me to give it in the 8s because you're sitting there, you're really doing your own thing. There wasn't a lot of talking, and I like player interaction. I like feeling that, and in this, I didn't feel it was strong. I mean, you mentioned you could discard stuff, but I'm not even looking at really what you're doing. I'm completely focused on my own life, my own board, that I never really even turned and looked at what you were doing or hate discarded any cards that I thought could you'd be interested in. So for that reason, I guess I wish that there was more to it than it felt like you're in your own world.
Yeah, and I don't mind that, so that reflects in my score. I like games where there's not that much interaction. I like Paladins of the West Kingdom where you're doing your own board. Hadrian's Wall, which we just played with our friends Andrew and Sam on the channel. I like that. I like doing my own thing and not having to worry about anything, But there is some things that I did worry about. And I didn't necessarily look at your board, but I can see 2 cards, and I have to choose which one to get rid of. I'm like, well, I think this one's a little more powerful because you cost less and there's not much, difference in victory points. Or
I had that thought process too.
Okay.
Like of what am I going to get rid of versus what I'm going to make available in that extra round. in that second round.
Okay.
So yeah, there was that thought. I guess there is some more interaction than like I immediately thought, but I gave it a 7.5 just because that was my attitude towards it. That's how I felt. I don't think the game is amazing by any regard, but it is fair. It's fine to play and easy to teach.
And I think it's good. So
yeah,
I recommend it a little bit more.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more great videos. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.